Baby Center fams, it's Lindsey Shipley. I'm a registered nurse, international board certified lactation consultant, a mama of 3. I also teach online breastfeeding courses, and today I'm excited to answer the questions you submitted all about breastfeeding. Research tells us that the #1 indicator of breastfeeding success is taking a prenatal breastfeeding class. So we would suggest taking a class before baby arrives, if at all possible. That way, when baby gets here, you've got a foundation of knowledge and your confidence grows with each feeding. A couple approaches to latch here. There's baby-led latching and then there's mother-guided latching. With baby-led latching, we're really letting baby's newborn reflexes do most of the work. We're reclining back, we're providing a nice support for baby to allow those reflexes to help them search, find, and latch to the breast almost completely on their own within that first 2 hours post-delivery. Now, some babies are gonna need a little bit more help. So if that 2 hours comes and goes and they weren't able to find and latch to the breast, you're gonna have to give them more assistance through mother-guided latching. Things like cross cradle, football, sideline holds, all things that we show tutorials on inside the courses. But one thing to keep in mind, no matter what position you're using, is that you wanna be patient for baby to open wide, because if they open wide and latch deep to the breast, they're gonna get more milk out at each session, and you're gonna have less pain. And one thing to keep in mind is watch for baby's chin to be in contact. The standard answer here is about 10 to 20 minutes per breast per feeding. It's not a one-size-fits-all answer though, because every baby is different. And you wanna keep in mind in those early days, feeds may be much longer than that. And as baby gets older and more efficient, the feeds could be much shorter, but still be enough for baby. So really the #1 thing is to feed frequently, watch cues, and let baby guide the feeding. And that way your supply is gonna be perfectly built to their needs. So this is one of the top concerns that moms have, and one of the reasons that they wean before they're ready, because they're concerned that baby's not getting enough. So it's really important that you know what to look for here, because our boobs aren't see-through, right? And so we need some indicators that baby's getting enough. So feeding frequently, 8 to 12 plus times in 24 hours, especially for the newborns. Watching for great diaper output, okay? Some other cues to look for while they're actually at the breast. So when they go to breast, their brow might be furrowed, they might have tight fists. As they go through the feeding and start to get what they need, that brow's gonna relax, the fists are gonna be open, the body's gonna relax, and they'll start to get that little milk drunk look, and that you'll be reassured they're getting just what they need. One thing to keep in mind about latch is it's not time sensitive like some of these other things are, like stimulating our breast milk production, getting baby needed calories. So as long as you're stimulating your breast every 2 to 3 hours, you're delivering that milk to baby on either a spoon or medicine cup, you're protecting those breastfeeding goals, even if it's taking hours or days for baby to learn how to latch. That being said, a lot of moms exclusively breast pump and it works out really well for them. So this comes down to preference. If you're already pumping and it's working well for you, you can see yourself doing it long term, go for it. If it's really important that you want to get baby back to the breast and have that experience, I would suggest increasing your skin to skin time, frequent attempts at the bare breast, and trying to latch baby, especially when they're sleepy or maybe in the tub, can work out really well. So the simple answer here is no. You don't need to be following a special diet if you're a breastfeeding mom. For the most part, eat a colorful, healthy diet, drink to thirst, and don't obsess over every single thing you're eating. Is there a chance that something you eat could affect baby, make them a little gassy, something like that? Yes, there's a chance, but this is more unusual. And think about yourself when it comes to eating, digestion, elimination. Sometimes you're gonna feel a little gassy. Sometimes, you might feel a little constipated. Babies are gonna grunt when they're trying to poop. They're going to spit up sometimes. Usually that spit up is nothing more than a temporary laundry problem. So I want you to just remember all these things are typically on the spectrum of normal, and if you feel like something's wrong, bring it up with your healthcare provider. And that brings us to the most frequently asked question: how do I get a great milk supply? So it's a big issue. There's a lot to talk about. So I've actually got a whole separate free workshop. It's actually called Milk Drunk 101. Top 3 secrets to getting a great milk supply and keeping it there. So I'd love for you guys to join me inside one of those upcoming times. You can swipe up and choose a time that works for you. See you inside there. I'll answer your questions and we can kind of learn together and head towards your breastfeeding goals. Thanks Baby Center for having me on today. It was so much fun to talk about these topics, answer your questions. Make sure you're following us over at Lactation Link. And as always, stay confident, mamas.